Alright. Well, I just got back from Denver Comic Con. I'm thirstier than hell, as you can see. Hotter than hell. My truck said it was about 100 degrees on my way home, which was like a 10-15 minute drive from where I got the light rail. So, I made a short video just displaying everything I bought. Figured I'll go into a little bit more detail, starting with autographs. I got Jenna Coleman's. She was pretty nice. It was really fun to meet her. Met John Barrowman. His mom and dad were at the table too, so I got to meet them and say hi to those guys as well, which was awesome. I also met Caller Urban. I got him. I actually asked him a question, which I got like the best reply ever. So my question was how it felt from going from like a genetically mutated super soldier in Doom, being able to kick the Rock's ass, to pretty much having his ass handed to him by Vin Diesel, all the way over to having to keep Kirk alive. He smiled and laughed and said, "Well, somebody had to do it, right?" Best answer ever today. I also won Comic-Con cosplay contest on Friday. Don't remember much about that night. I kind of drank a little bit too much. Luckily, my roommate was the DD that night, and he came through for me. Thank you, Travis. You're a great friend. About time you were the DD for once. So I took pictures of whatever I actually won. I actually do have a T-shirt that I'm giving to my buddy. It won't fit me. It's too small, and it's a woman's shirt. So let's get on displaying everything else. Let's start off with Angel Wolf. It is a 5-issue comic book right now. Although I did spend $50 on all 10 versions of it. Same story, same things are inside, different cover arts though. Little background story from what I was told is werewolves are going extinct. There's a virus going out that make them sick and dying off. To be able to cope with that, they're out going out around like biting other people to turn them into werewolves as well. Only issue with that is the fact that the people they're biting are dying as well. The author and artist of it kind of sold me after he told me what was happening. Eventually, God steps in, he said, and makes the people who were bitten and turning into werewolves and dying into angelic werewolves. Which kind of sold me on it even more. What's not to like about a freaking werewolf with freaking wings made by God? Come on now. So their sole purposes of the angelic werewolves is to save humanity from vampires, which I think is very cool. And that is why I bought that. I bought 10 issues, 1 through 5, multiple times because of the different cover arts. He says he actually does it on every issue, just because his fans kind of like the option of 2 different cover arts. Which in the future, when I do go and hunt these down again, even if I'm buying them offline from his personal store or something, or his website, or wherever I'm able to find them, I'll be buying both of them because I will want the 2 different cover arts. He also signed all 10 that I purchased today. I appreciate that. Pretty cool. Let's move on to another one. This one was kind of cool. Very different from what I usually read, but I do like helping out like the smaller people out there. It's kind of what I do as much as I can. Although comic books that haven't been like that lately, it's been mostly technology-based companies that I've been looking into to helping it, like, give them a little Kickstarter fun. Well, this one, she started this one, the final Arcanum. I can never pronounce half these names, anyways. She started while she was in college, and was able to print it, as you can see. I'm not really sure what that one was about. I don't remember the description, as I didn't really ask much about it, but it was part of the table. The one I did really kind of got more interested in that she's doing is, what is it called? Snow by Night. Volume 1 is a 4-book series. Volume 2 is just a big graphic novel, which is cool. I did have her sign it. I have another signature here somewhere. I forget where. Okay, so this is her signature. And then the other guy who was at the table as well, I want to say, did the story, if I'm not mistaken. She did the art. I can't really remember, signed my other version of it, Volume 2 of the Snow Knight, and she signed her personal startup book as well for me. Snow by Night is roughly based around, what did she say? She said it was roughly based around the French and Indian War with Indian lore, as accurate as she can possibly have gotten it, which I kind of find very interesting. And it's about the snow goddess, Indian goddess, who is on a journey to find her, like, who she is, which is kind of cool. I can't wait to read through these. I actually bought 2 volume 1s. How do you? Yeah, 2 volume 1s. One's staying with me, and unfortunately my nephews weren't allowed to go this year because they were in trouble, so I bought them something as well. Closest, like, kid-rated comic I could have found that it wasn't going into, like, My Little Pony or, like, very childish books. They are, damn, it's been almost, 10, 11 years now? Let's see, 2006. Yeah, I think the oldest one's like 10 now. Ooh, I'm getting old. Along with that is one called Berry from the Sun. And it just gives like a little, it was just like a little light gravel, graphic story. Excuse me. Not exactly sure what it is, to be truthful, but I asked if she had anything like for my nephews because they weren't allowed to make it, so they get that as well. I thought that was kind of cool. So that's their little package, and this is mine. Let's go with this one. Oh Hell, Volume 1. It's about three spoiled, rotten kids, rich kids, whose families send them off to boarding school, which I thought was very interesting. Unfortunately, the boarding school on the surface is very nice, clean, awesome looking. From the drawing I saw, the poster I saw, that was there. Unfortunately, the actual boarding school is located in hell, hence the name Oh Hell. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. As the art I saw was awesome. The author did sign the bookmark. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he also signed the inside of the comic. With the purchase of this, oh, there it is. Look at that. I opened up to the right page. That is the boarding school up top on the surface of Earth, and down below is hell. That is freaking awesome, isn't it? Okay, anyways. Unfortunately, on the way home, the free bus ride in Denver to the light rail to Union Station from the Comic Con I was at. Um, got a little crowded. I was carrying other bigger items, as you can see behind me right here. So this was in my book bag. I did my best to try to keep it as pristine as possible, but unfortunately things do happen. I'm not too happy about it, but hey, it still looks pretty damn good. I can get like a little frame and just cover up the bottom half, if I really needed to. Um, but yeah, I got a little ruined. But this is one of the characters from the book. I'm not sure exactly which one yet, but she's like a teenager who's like a full-on demon when you piss her off and everything, which is really cool. This gentleman also said they're about to start a Kickstart program again, as that's how they were able to print this one. So I'm waiting for an email. I signed up for their email list so that I'm able to go and help them out to get Volume 2 out. Can't wait for that. There's that. Then the last comics I bought Friday actually, or two of them I bought Friday. The last one I bought today is from the New Pioneers, Volume 1, Issue 1 and Issue 2, so 1 and 2. What it is, it's a futuristic story about the world. You can see here, the world is like halfway destroyed, and the rest of it is like a space station keeping it alive. I read issue 1 on Friday. I was hooked. Read issue 2 last night. I was even more hooked. I had some questions, so I went onto their Facebook page and asked them. Unfortunately, they didn't answer fast enough because I saw them today again. I actually went and got my autographs and then went straight to their booth to ask them the same questions, and he actually asked if I was the guy from Facebook post, and I said yes. Because I didn't know, by the time I went down there, I wasn't sure if I got a response or not, so I just went up and asked him in person. Issue number 2, if you look online, had a different cover art, so I went and asked him about that just to see if this was a special one just for Denver Comic Con. He said no. So the original one, that the art that's shown online didn't come out very well, he said. So he switched it to this, which was okay, which is pretty cool. He also signed both copies for me. The first one, the second issue is just his signature. First issue, it says, "Keep the core alive," which is like the core of the space station and everything. The second one is just, like I said, is just his signature. If you can see it there, it's a little hard. He signed it in black on black, which I don't mind. I know it's there. I can find it if somebody asks me for it. So this was awesome. Another thing he mentioned, his name was Andrew M. Jackson. Another thing he mentioned was that issue number 1 is in black and white. A friend of his did the illustration for it, and I guess after issue number 1 came out, he was saying that his friend wanted to retire from drawing, so he had to go find new illustrators for his book. And from issue 2 and on, if I remember correctly, he said it's going to be in color. So I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of happy I picked up issue number 1, because it is a friend of his did the illustration. His name was Christopher Wright. Now, if he actually retired from illustrating, I don't know. I'm not, it's not my business. He was just saying he wasn't doing comics anymore. So my other question about this series was backstory. I am a sucker for backstories. Like every show, movie, whatever I watch, or books that I read, and when I say books, I mean comic books. I don't really read books. Come on now. I always try to find as much backstory as possible. So when I asked him about the backstory of that, he pulled this out of a box for me and said this was eventually going to lead to what happened to the Earth. Um, so I picked this one up as well. This is issue number 1. He's not sure when he's going to have time to get to it again, which I don't mind. If anything, I'll just go on their Facebook page again and be like, hey, look, can you just tell me what happened? Tell me how it blew up, you know. But this one's called Maggie Culpepper. And I'm not sure what it's about. I'm guessing it's about her. And it's the modern day story, so it's present day Earth. And it's supposed to eventually lead into how the Earth became to look like this. So I'm kind of looking forward to reading that as well. As you can see, I have a lot to read. Now for the fun things. As you can see behind me, I do have 2 swords. Stop eating my shoe! They both come with sleeves, so if I do take them outside of my apartment, I am able to conceal them and not have people like freak out and worry about them. The first one is Rioni Kenshin, reverse blade sword. Unfortunately, it's just a replica. It doesn't actually work. It is battle ready though, as in like the reverse side, the side that's pointing to me right now, that's usually dull, is sharper. If I'm able to find a piece of paper around here, I'll show you. But it is a fully functional sword. So this side that should be sharp as hell is not. As you can see, I can run my entire hand across it and not give 2 worries about it. Now the part that's close to me is the sharper one. Let's see here. Let's see if I can't do this safely here. I can't. So let's go like this instead. There we go. Piece of paper, just printer paper. Like, it is sharp enough to where if I ever wanted to defend myself with it, in case it's a zombie apocalypse, I can just turn it around, straight to the head. Right? Or I can knock somebody out with pretty well. Stop eating paper! Damn dog. Yeah, my puppy likes paper. I don't understand why. If it's on the floor, he eats it. No eating paper. So that's awesome. I've actually been looking for this sword for a while. I've looked online. Unfortunately, I didn't like what I saw online. I've also asked if they had his maroon scabbard. Unfortunately, they didn't. That one's a little more expensive from what I've been told from a few different vendors today. So the black one is the most common to find for him, which I am okay with because it's a reverse blade sword. The only thing that would have made this better was if you watch the anime very closely, when he does switch the sword around, he just goes like this, and the blade switches. That's something I really want to find, is an actual working one, and not one where I have to actually turn it around for, But to start off with, I'm happy. I do really like this. It's the first sword I bought today, first one I actually own, other than some like samurai swords that I've picked up throughout the years that are in storage at my parents' house. I gotta go get. The next one is very long, as you can see, and if you can see the handguard, there you go, you'll know exactly what this is. It is Ichiko's Bankai sword. This is the only other sword I kind of ever wanted since I've seen it. The only two swords I ever wanted are on my bed and in my hand right now. The only thing is, I'm not sure if I dropped the little charm that's usually at the tip of here, like the little U-shape charm. I didn't realize that even came with it, as the one I looked at didn't have that. Um, so I'm kind of glad it did. Gives it little bit more respect to the makers of it. The only big issue I have with this is it is a full tang sword handle, so the metal continues into the handle, and if you can see right here, you can see that the red goes into like a cardboard looking color. I don't know what color you could call that, like brownish, I guess. Which is actually the wood holding in the tang to the handle. So I might have eventually down the line, when I have some spare cash, I'll go down and get that fixed so it's actually either metal going through there instead of wood, or um, get it matched to the red that's on the handle. This one is also 100% working. It has a very sharp edge. This one's a little harder to show, to test, just because of the length of it and how heavy it is. And so that is my haul from Comic-Con. It's my first one I ever been to. I had a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to going to another one eventually. Not sure when, but eventually I will. To those who see this, I hope you guys had just as much fun as I did. Going down there this weekend, I hope everyone was safe, and I hope everyone had a great time. I'll talk to everyone later on Facebook land. Peace.